Yo, Gagey, how you doing? How you doing? Hello, BK, how you doing today too? Thanks y'all for showing up, hanging out. We got a little bit to do today. We're gonna take a little bit of time to get set up. I'm mostly set up, but got a few more things to do while I let the room fill up. Make sure I got kind of things in place. I'm gonna be excited today. I think I'm gonna try to build some. I don't think I'm gonna try to. I'm going to build a box. Um, Similar to this box, maybe a different design. You know, I don't like to do the same things exactly twice. Hey, what's going on, Lignum? How you doing this morning? Thanks, BK. Good morning to you too. But yeah, we are gonna do something cool. Hopefully, I got a lot of not a lot, but I ordered some wood. It came in uh, this past week. Hadn't done a whole lot. Layla was just getting up. Man, I've been up about 2 hours just drinking coffee, kind of waiting for the rest of the house to wake up so I don't, engage everybody with too much noise down here. But I said, why not get something going this morning? Oh, it's an interesting question. That's a good question. Kind of a baited one, though. So I'll show you how to set myself up. Uh, you guys know I do these necklaces and whatnot, many different types and kinds. But uh, I like unique looking wood, like I guess everybody does. But I got a thing for contrasting colors and such. Similar. Um, but most recently, I got that really great wood from Eco. Echo. But it inspired me to order some exotic woods, or semi-exotic woods, whatever. Just some interesting stuff. I got some purple heart in, which I think is going to be cool. It's an awesome color. I've got more of this mahogany here. I'm sorry, walnut. And then I've got some Haddock. Now, these, hardly any of these have I worked with a bunch. So it's all sort of experimental as we go. But look at that, that's going to be pretty, you know? So I feel like we've got some good options. And to contrast it, we got some good old maple here. And then I've got sort of this is more like a sort of a ply material. But this is I think that's maple on the outside of it. The Duke stinks. Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That'll be my first time experiencing that stinky wood. Okay. Yeah. I gotta watch what I say sometimes, don't I? Okay. So that's gonna be interesting. We'll see what that smells like. We've also got some mimosa I was thinking about using. Depending on, I left some of my drills on the job site. That happens sometimes, and I have inadequate supplies at the shop. But I think today I got everything I need. Let me see. But I want to build another box, you know? By the way, by the way, I know you see it. I know you see it. This thing is amazing. Um, the only thing that's not so amazing about it in my own application is that it's suction cup based, which is great because it's super strong. Like this is me actually giving it the beans. So it stays put, but you have to get a smooth, flat sort of surface to do that. So what I did was cut a sheet of ply, and then I did like an epoxy coating on it and then sanding it down so I've got a smooth thing to hold it onto. But yeah, lignum is the best smelling wood ever. Okay. Yeah, but this thing does its job. And now, the thing that's really cool is for what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? All these angles that I've got access to hold this thing in place. Amazing for like no money. I'm so not kidding. I bought this thing. Oh, I typed it the wrong way. I bought this thing for less than $20. Harbor Freight. Crazy. Argentina wood sold by the pound. Ooh, I should get some of that. Hey Oswaldo. Hey Michael, how you doing? Sorry I missed you. But this thing is great. This thing is great. I'm out here kind of half backwards promoting my guy Ronick, who I ordered this off his website. He came to me same week. Took no time to order. It was a very simple process. I did pay for it, but it is lovely. It's lovely. Definitely got my money's worth. Lovely. So one day I'll be making cool stuff like that. But I wanted to show y'all that. This vise is amazing, dude. Amazing. Now, Calvin, Dad's Workshop, has something like this on his desk. It's hardier looking than what this is, I believe. Um, but this is a great little vise just to have around if you're doing relatively small things and cuts. We're going to be doing that kind of stuff today. So it's going to be perfect for what we're doing. And if we want it up, check this out. Like I said, I can move I'm moving my whole table, desk, bench, everything with this thing. But if I want it up, it's gone. Take my little board off, unclamp it, it's gone. Easy peasy, George and Wheezy. And then these are weird, these little things, you gotta make sure they're there. But once they are, knock that thing down, back in business. This is dope. I should get me a freaking sponsorship from the HF. Thanks for the 8 people who hit me up. Lignum chainsaw box, elder. Never noticed it. Taking back up bark off smaller branch. Ew, but had messing with it was fine. Smell had to be in the bark. Less than $20. Beautiful. Looks like leather. Um, yeah, this is less than 20. I think I paid $17 for this. It's crazy. And I went in there anticipating getting I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the one that I've got. But I changed it. I changed it. It's not the fanciest thing that ever schmancied, but it's pretty cool. Harbor Freight is my favorite. I don't get the hate people have for it. Yeah, well, a lot of people like me are responsible for that. Boring Guy DIY. Um, because Harbor Freight is what do you call them? Like a discounter, right? And me as an actual contractor out in the field, I would occasionally grab a Harbor Freight tool because it was close by, it was a little cheaper, something broke. And they are not generally designed to handle heavy duty, actual contractor grade effort. Usually. This is not always. I don't know why my thing reset. But I had a table saw that was awful, underpowered, and not accurate at all. I've had chop saws, miter saws from there that were not great. Now, mind you, this was years ago. Um, but I was a young contractor. I needed cheap stuff because I wasn't making much money at the time. And the more you rely on inexpensive tools, the more things break. If you're looking to do production and get things out and something that's durable and trouble free, you know what I mean? You want a Toyota, you know what I'm saying, of tools. Then you go for like a DeWalt. If you want a Lexus, then you go for like a Festool. But if you're just trying to run, you need a daily to get to this, you know what I'm saying, like a hobbyist is more like a daily, like a car that you would buy to get to school and back, and that's it. That's what Harbor Freight sells mostly. This thing will be incredible. I will love it. Like I love all my tools. However, first rotary tool I ever bought, and it lasted less than 2 months. Now I bought another one. They gave me another one, no problem, inside the 90 days and whatnot. But I don't use this tool that much. Um, so if I were doing something that required this for a living, I would upgrade. I would go to a better brand. Um, for what I do and the infrequency in which I use it and the cost of it is like $30 machine. I'll do it every time. But when I get too good for that, if I kill that one, I'll never buy it again. I'll never buy it again. But if I don't, I'll go, oh, I did something wrong and I learned how to use it better, blah, 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 blah. But that's always my philosophy. You buy what you need if you need it, as you need it. If your intention is longevity, buy the best thing that you can afford. It'll be the easiest thing to work with. It'll give you the best cuts and all these things. Do some research because I've never heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, this Festool's a piece of junk. This Milwaukee's a piece of junk. This DeWalt's a piece of junk." They will, but they're being biased, and they're never going to be somebody who's just doing shop work. That's low impact. Like I drop stuff off a roof sometimes. That's why I got DeWalt's on the job and Ryobi's in here because I don't do enough here to really destroy a Ryobi tool. Fetty, what's up? What's up? How you doing? I appreciate that. 715 Customs, what's going on? I'm missing all the chats. Mm-mm-mm. That would be perfect for shaving on your wood. Shavings on your wood. Yep. Mm-mm-mm. Hello from Russia. Irina, what's going on? There you are again. It's good to see you. She is always in the chat, and we appreciate it here. Interprets some of this junk I'm saying to people who are also from Russia, which is incredible. Hell yeah, buddy. Harbor Freight is the first stop. Yep. Oh man, I got off my whole thing. Dave Gonzo, what's going on, man? I got an email from you I got to respond to, but I got it. I don't know. Is my answer at this moment. I don't know. But the conversation continues. But as I said, production. If you're doing production work, get the high end, stable, best warranty tool you can get. That'll keep you going smooth. If you're interested in learning, get the tool that'll do the job that you can learn on. Cry twice, but you may not need it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you go, oh, I don't even need advice like this. And you've only spent 17 bucks. Anyways, I want to talk to y'all about something. I'm thinking about doing something new, like a call-in show, where you can actually like dial me up. And I'll talk online while I'm doing this stuff. And, maybe if you have some questions about something. But all in all, let's go ahead and get back to some other stuff. Good to see you, 715. All right, I'm going to move this off the desk right now and well, off of the slick spot right now because this right now is doubling. Offline, what I did was square this up to the edge of my table so that this edge and that lines up perfectly so that when I need to cut a piece of wood, I can run my saw right down this edge, keep a straight line. I know I've got a 90-degree angle here. What's up, Tim? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you. And at least in theory, that's what I'm trying to do. So right now, in the words of the black-eyed peas, let us get this party started. Chewing good, and you? Oh man, I'm eating like I'm beaten. I don't know what that meant, but it sounded cool, like on the spot. I was like, you know what I mean? Where's something that ties us down? We're gonna go back to the old F clamps, because why not? And we'll have these as our sort of hold downs for this in the meanwhile. So, because we're going to be sawing against this table, we got to basically make panels to make this. Right? So, that's what we do. Sorry for the fake Russian accent. I'm doing too much. Let's decide a size that we want to go with. If this were going in a box to somebody, you can put it in like that. It's a little big. A little big. I'm all right with this size. We're going to use essentially this size, whatever that is, right? And we're going to try to build this in such a way that you don't have to do an excess of tooling and stuff like that. I'm going to try to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to use a square. You can also use a combination square for this. It'll essentially do the same thing. I am going to need me a pencil. It's on the ground. That's the sounds we make when we get older. We start saying, we do a normal thing and we go, it's old man stuff. I just realized I started going. Tyler? Oh, Tyler's feelings are hurt about my fingertips. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm not aesthetically appealing enough for you, Tyler. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, does this bother you? That I got man hands, that I do man stuff, and you'd rather me be manicured and pretty and cute. I bet you would. I bet you would. Would you like me to have a pink bow too, hon? What else can I do to be cute for you, Tyler? What else can I do to be cute for you? Here's my 2 nails. Enjoy that, Tyler. Enjoy it. All right. Back at it like Craftmatic. Anybody that's interested in woodworking and not my personal grooming. I mean, for a woodworker, come on, Tyler. Come on, look at me. It can't all be perfect, champ. But I tell you what, maybe I'll put an OnlyFans together for you. You can come by and check out all the goodness. I could honestly see you in a French maid outfit. How much would I charge an hour? Me? 715? Lignum, how can I send you burl? Oh, absolutely, you can send me burl. westdesert@gmail.com. Send me an email and then we'll communicate that way and figure out a better way to communicate outside of that, and we'll work it out. You're all good. It's a good mark in my opinion. West has style. A French maid outfit. I love it. We get so many weirdos in here. Let me give you a second though. I'm gonna give you a second. Wes already has a retirement plan ready, huh? I'm looking forward to the OF arc. I'll get over there and be completely disappointed. I'll be over there like morning wood, and y'all be like excited, and I'll be over there building another mallet because I can't help myself. But anyways, where's all the little boys who want to see me be prettier? Did they leave? All right, good, good. Thanks for leaving. All right, back to the woodworking. I wish you were cuter. I wish you decorated yourself better. Otherwise, I couldn't watch you build this box. Shut up. Shut up. I'm also a big fan of boxing. And one of my favorite boxing channels would call what you said goofballery. Goofballery. They want to dye their hair. Oh, yeah, they do. Only difference is Stream could be shirtless. Keep the suspenders, though. It's the I appreciate the advice. I appreciate all the insight on how I can be a perv. Just in case things go south. Get it? Nobody making suggestions has once sent me a super chat. So how infatuated are you really? Let me put this right here. Boom. Let me show. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing now. Okay. Got that lined up. Now, if we're pressed against this with our wood, we know that this angle now is at a 90, dead on, right? Now, I press this against it as well. Downward pressure, hold it all in check. And now I can draw me a straight line. And not only is it a straight line, but it's absolutely parallel to the edge of this desk. And not only is it parallel to the edge of this desk, it's at a 90-degree angle from this, which means when I cut this, it'll be the same all the way down if I sustain my line, which should be relatively easy for such a sinister character as myself. Now just extend that line right there, as you see. So now, what do we do? We line that line up with our edge of our table right here. That'll also line it up with our edge of our table right here. Look at me and said, please trim your nails because I want to see you pretty. Okay, right here and right here. We're going to let that one just wedge there. That should hold, hopefully, the way we need. I'm going to scooch this down and hopefully that'll reach over and grab. And it did. Tighten that up down low. That should hold this wood in place along with this. Not too much wiggle. And that'll let us cut right along the edge of our table, which will also sort of act as a guide because this is relatively soft stuff. Now all we need is our daggone saw. All right, we're gonna start right here, our edge. Look, we're gonna use this also as a little starting spot, right? I'm gonna hold this down as I go so I don't get too crazy. And then we're just gonna work our way back. All right. Now, we'll take our time as we go. This is not a woodworking race. I'm staying just outside of that line. Because even though I want a nice clean cut and my saw can get me there, these are still teeth. And I'm going to trust the sandpaper to get my line dead on instead of these teeth. Don't know if you see this. Pressing this down with my thumb so that I hold it in place and give it some pressure so I'm not just snatching this wood up and down, right? And as I'm doing that, I've got my fingers underneath this side, adding upwards tension here, downward tension here, and that's keeping my blade available to continue going through so that I'm not pinching with that, right? Now, close to that line. We can get to that line really easily. Just a little bit of effort from my old buddy here. You see? Closer. Notice it's the same distance from that line all the way across now. And then a little lighter as we go down. And now, pretty much at that line, we're going to give it a little bit of right just to get that little extra off of it. And then we'll hit it with the hand. Pretty close to straight. Pretty close to straight. Better try again. What's up? What's up? The bone saw, that table edge will make a great 90. Thanks, 517. Let me get that French made costume together for you after all. What up, Tim Reed? I bought a non-working Super Nintendo and a bunch of not working games. I got everything but the Super Mario World working. That's awesome, man. That is incredible, Tim. That is dope. What am I making? I'm going to make another one of these boxes. It's not going to be this exact same box, this ice cream sandwich joint. Don't mind this inside. That stain didn't take very well, but these come out, so it's not important to the box. But something similar, better, hopefully. But I'm trying to do it without a lot of machinery today. I'm going to try to keep this thing pretty woodworky and see how that works out. Hey, Jennifer. How you doing? How you doing? So, I'm freestyling this box. We're just going to try to do it the best way we can, that we can make sense of it. And I want to do it without a whole lot of nonsense going on. So, this is the size I think I'm going to go with. Maybe a little shorter than that. Maybe I'll go, because I can do this one for the Wu-Tang joint, right? So let us say that's our line. Let's say that's our line. Now, this is clean, this is clear, this is easy peasy. This is not a combination square, so it's not quite as accurate as a combination square. And I might be able to live with that, I might not, but I am going to do the right thing and check it and make sure it's giving me a square line. Because here I do want an exact 90. Here's how you check it. Boom. Over here, that's where I drew my line from that side. Here, if I butt up, because this is my straight edge, right? If I go line right on top there, and it's the same line, then I'm good. Get me? Because we're referencing the same straight edge, we know it's straight. We got a 90 here. If it flips over opposite and does 90 again, we know we're dead on. So, once again, similar to our cut that we made a little earlier, we're just going to pop this piece on right here. The good side, meaning the factory edge that we already confirmed is 100% flat and straight. We'll lock this up against here, which we've already established is a 90 degrees. Then, I believe I'm going to have to put this on here. I guess I could cut it just using pressure. It's not like it's a heavy piece of wood. We're going to try this way. And now, a good cut. It's just going to be about following that line. Now, I'm going to put my line just on the outside of here, this way, because my saw does have some width to it as well. And my saw will take away a little material, but I don't want it to take away this line. I want it to be real close. Don't want it to take away that line. So here we go again. Holding it down with my thumb. I'm standing up to get good pressure. This is a pull saw, so I expect tension on the draw, not the push. Notice I'm not going straight up and down. I'm going at a diagonal. It's a better way to do it. More control. Now if you notice, it looked like I'm coming off my line a little bit, but I know it's a 45. I'm in a 90. So if I've shifted, that's okay. I can pull it away from this, and then I can let my blade move freely. In this case, I'll try to adjust for that. So I don't want to get too far out of square on my scraps or my pieces. So I'm going to get back over to the other side. Use my finger as a guide. These ugly fingernails that pretty boys don't like. There we are. Now, it's pretty doggone close to perfect, but we really should put our combination square on such things because we believe in our combination square. It's incorruptible. It might also be invisible. Where friggity frack is it? Where Sasquatch and Sapelo Island is this thing? What in the Hamilton State Fair is going on? I don't have it. I mean, I have it somewhere. It's not here. I don't want to look for it anymore. I've given up. Hi, Kate. What's going on? Email sent. Appreciate it. Barry Deek says hi. Dude, hot air stations are legit. Hot air stations? What's a hot air station? Oh, I'm making a box. I don't know what a hot air station is. Somebody put me onto it. Let me know. Let me know. So we got a bottom to this box. We got to have a top to this box. Tops and bottoms generally are the same size. So I'm going to put this together. Make another mark. And we got another piece. We make a little X on the part that we're getting rid of, and that way we stay on this side of the line and we make sure we keep everything on this side intact as possible. Pushing this back against the same piece like before, holding it nice and tight. Yeah, I never heard of those boxes either. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Maybe I'm a stranger to some technology. I really think we need to make a new handle for this. It could be better, right? I don't know if I've got what I need to do that though. Oh, maybe y'all actually want to see what the heck I'm doing. Try to give you the bird's eye. Again, I'm gonna stay on this side of the line because that's the piece I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna freestyle this one. Well, not freestyle. I'm gonna use my hand, my finger right here, to rub my nail up against that, so it's not my skin, and that'll keep this blade going wherever I steer it. Meanwhile, I am holding it down, like I said. Once I'm going the way I want to go, I'll continue to drive my saw with this finger. And I pull away a little bit so that I can steer a little better. That edge is nice to have to help out. But as you get better, it's better to rely on your hand. Very light when I get to the end, so I can hold this piece. And I don't want to just have a tear out on the back end. I don't want it to just break and give me a stupid sliver. So in that case, in this case, I can put this down on some actual wood. Let me go ahead and pull this up right fast. Because the benefit of having a wooden table in the first place is that you can cut on it. You just can. And so I'll hold this here. I'll go right through. And now I'm going straight. So I'm through. Right? No tear out, no bad stuff. It's a perfectly straight line. You can see it that way. And we've got what we want. The top that matches the bottom. Isn't that what we all want, ladies and gentlemen? Diego, how you doing? Two dudes, what's going on? A pair of guys. All right. So now we got that cut. Now, interesting thing about this too is, boom, that's the same width. So that's going to come in handy a little bit later. But we've got a top, we've got a bottom. Now we just need to make sure we're flat and clean on all these things, because we do have some cuts we had to make by hand, which makes it close but not perfect. Just got home from work. What do you do, work nights? Or are you on the other side of the globe? Which is equally fascinating. Bring that little piece out. Following our line here. cleanest thing in the world. Little angle, little angle, little pull. All we're doing is just cleaning that little edge off. Not putting a lot of pressure because we don't want to bevel there. Just a little light drag, You've been to LA before, you know what I'm talking about. Not heavy drag, light drag. No highway construction. Had to work in the road closure. Oh, put signs over the freeways. Gotcha. Man. Brave fellow. I would imagine. Probably pretty alert and savvy. Yeah, road work is spooky. BK, I agree with you on that one. For sure. So, we got a couple of these. Let's get us a couple more. Let's see what we want for sides. This is not the pretty wood. We don't want this for our actual sides or anything. We are going to cut us some strips, I think. Because we do want some strips, I think. Let's see. If we go there, that'll give us some leftover, but not enough. We're going to have to cut 4 strips a few times. Really tempted to take this to the saw, but I'm not. That's our factory side. Now, we can do this and drag our fingernail. Turns out they're handy for stuff, actually. And we can do it like this, and we can give ourselves the same depth a couple times. But we want to measure this one because we want that depth to be repetitive, because we got to go around this box 4 times, maybe 8, depending on the pattern and design we decide to go on. Let me start with this. I swear I want my combination square so bad. Let's see if I can make it. Cut me a couple of those. But before I do, I gotta retouch my coffee. It's cold and old, and I need to put some more in it and get some more spinach. But I will be right back. So chill out. I'm not going nowhere. That way you can see what we're getting ready to do. But we're gonna use some different woods. Definitely gonna use some different woods. But who are we making this for? Is this the Wu-Tang? That's gonna be so we can box up the Wu-Tang joint. So we definitely need to get into some of that walnut. Definitely need to get into some walnut. I'm gonna go get a short nap so I can work on some things in my shop today. Definitely do that too, dudes. Enjoy yourself. Vance Moody, what's good? Wu-Tang for life. You know it. We're gonna do something cute for this one so that when we package up our stuff, we've got something impressive. So that people aren't just getting woodworking. They're getting it through and through. The good stuff. Fam, the good stuff. All right. Be right back with this coffee. You take it easy till I see you. Be right back. Just me and you. What's up, Plywood? How you doing? How you doing? We're going to try to make something cool today. I decided to go with water, y'all. I decided 2 cups of coffee this morning was enough. Let's get to it with the Snoopy cup. Vince Moody. I'm a super guy, super fly. Always down for the crown. Plywood. My brother Plywood. Okay. I'm thinking. So what we want to do, build sides for our box. We want to do that with some depth. We don't necessarily want to show edges. Let's talk about what we did here. Let's get rid of these. Built the box, we built 4 sides, and then we cut that box right in half, just like that. And then we try to flatten it out. Didn't go exactly perfectly because this box is not exactly flat. Got a little bit of a time achieving that too. We also didn't have a belt sander at the time, but we do now. And we really had a very specific goal in mind. Let's think about what we want to do. That's plenty deep for a bottom. But how do we attach to that and still leave a reasonable amount of material available for the sides to be firm, stiff, and true? That would mean we'd have to build an outside and an inside box. And if we do that, our inside box is a little bit taller. We'd be proud of what our outside box is, but it could be exactly at this very depth. That's how proud it could be, which would also coincide with the depths of this box. So these 2 pieces could technically be the same thickness. One would ride on top, one would ride on the side, and that would create our height that we want to create the lip that we want. Makes sense to me. It means we're going to need some strips, 4 of them, 8 of them, same size. I think we want to go longer, not longer, but thicker, deeper, wider than that. And we may not even want to use this material. Yeah, that material. Let's get something cute. Let's see. Outside would be nice for the box to have that. I think the dark walnut worked out pretty good that way. On the top of the box, we're already going to have this, but we want to outline on that top of that box too, I think. It's really tempting to do this once, wrap around the thing, and then just go again and cut it in half. It makes me nervous though. So we're not going to do it. Let's go ahead and get us a sheet of this out. Thick. So it'll be the outside rim of what we're getting ready to do with this box. It's going to be the outside rim. We got the depth of the root chain. Does not have to be very thick. So this doesn't have to be very thick. Let's choose the straightest side we can find. Check that by the square. If we rest this here and that's flush, and we put this to the edge and that's flush, then we know we got a 90-degree edge, which we do. So this corner, remember this in geometry class? Put that little square right there. That'll let you know that this is a square. the corner 90 degrees. So you can work from there either way, this way or that way. Still be good to go. That seems perfect. So we can cut a couple of these and they'll go a long ways. Those might tear up though. In all honesty, those might break. We can try it though. There is no rule that says we can't try stuff that won't work. It might not work. But long way is pretty good. Long way is probably better. Let's get us a marking down the length from the square corner, which is this one. Got a mark. It didn't make it to the edge because of the length of our tool, but that's all right. We take it to the other side. We do not lock it onto this edge. You would be tempted to, but that's not our square edge. This is. So we're just going to pull it down and stop it shy of that, but we're going to just line it up. Line our straight edge up with this. Get it good. Pinch it tight. Shut up. And then we're just going to slide it down and extend that on out. Right, and we end up with one line. Perfect. Now, in this instance, we can lock that down and we can start cutting that. I wonder if this vise is going to be any good for that kind of thing. We may as well try it and see. Get the dust off. So again, real world trial of our, good, we locked in. So I'm gonna pinch this on our vise so that we can cut it. How do we do that? First, I'm gonna just pinch it onto the vise itself, get that established. Now, what I'm going to end up doing is cutting the big piece off the little piece. The little piece is going to be in the vise. The piece that we're going to keep is going to end up in the vise. Things are a little slow, but that's what we sacrifice sometimes, ain't it? All right, so now what we're trying to do is just cut it. So if I park it like that, that should let me just rip right now. And start at the corner. Remember, we're not going to go straight down. We're going to go at an angle. And as we go in an angle, we're going to stay on our line and we're going to watch our line the entire time. Get some light set up so I can see it. Get my body positioning effective. Let me get my water away from here. Snoopy, go wait in the truck. Kind of perfectly straight line. perfectly cheap tools, no problem. Now you can hear a little bit of the cracking of this thing because it does not like pressure. It's not the tool, but the wood. I'm trying to keep it stabilized so I'm not putting too much pressure because walnut does like to split this way. I say that as a bona fide walnut professional. This is a part of the idea of taking your time. I'm very, very faintly leaving that line. Very. I'm cutting through most of it and just leaving just the edge of it available on this side. And having a intention like that, my vise just let go a little bit. All right, we back. Having that fine of an intention will always make for a better cut than you would have without it. It's never a effort to do, oh, that's good enough. You want to do as good as you're capable of. And most of that's going to have to do with how much time you take being careful. Eventually your body will learn the mechanics to make all of this effective and efficient. But until then, rely on your patience. That's a straight line. Now, you barely see any gap in there. That's maybe where we had to adjust a little bit and flip it. When we get the same kind of shadow, then we know we got a nice good cut. So, you need a saw. I don't even have a good steak knife. Oh yeah, well, definitely two different tools. Noel, how you doing? But yeah, a lot of people don't have a good steak. We really probably do have a decent steak knife. You just don't know how to sharpen it because you can get almost all steel nice and sharp with the proper effort. So we got this cut. We definitely got a little hook on the end. That's what we call when the tool veers a little bit. That is a tendency that happens with most hand tools. When you get to the end of the cut, you get less pressure and you just move a little bit differently. But in our case, we'll straighten it out. Both sides. And we're good to go. And we can check this with some calipers, but I'm not gonna. Excuse me. What I'm gonna do is press up against that edge like that. See how we're good? I'm gonna clamp that together, just the pressure of my hand. Make sure I'm flush on this side all the way down. And then I'm gonna make another mark. This time, make a mark up here. I'm gonna make a mark up here. I'm not gonna mark the middle. Because if there are waves in that cut, I don't want them to repeat in this cut. So I know where I'm starting and stopping, both places, right? So now all I'm doing is connecting the dots. technically connecting the lines, but you know what I'm saying. Get there. Once I'm satisfied, I got a bump on that. That's not good. We got to get rid of it. Back to the saw. Nice. Smooth and clean. Now I can trust you. If I can find my line. Okay. Across, we find our lines. Again, if you don't have thumb pressure to do this, use an F clamp or C clamp. If you do, be like me and be a tough man. Be a tough guy. All right. Line that we can keep. Oh yeah, we did it like that. So we shall do it like that again. Remember, this is a pull saw, which means you cut on the draw, not the push. So we establish ourselves sometimes on the push. Cut on the draw. Now, my shadow's on the wrong side right now, so I'm going to adjust my light a little bit, because that's important that you see the line as best as possible. If you have the ability to adjust to that, you should. Sawdust is going to get in the way. As soon as you can't see that line, get out of it. Again, I'm leaving just the edge of that line. I think we're finding an Achilles heel in either this or my board, but not to worry. There's a little alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Get the dust up. Do the same thing over here, get the dust off. Dust is not our friend in this case, like it's a wood shop, so we got to have some answers. Because if this continues to be a problem, we'll have to think of something else, because I'm not getting rid of the tool. It's amazing. I just have to figure out a better way to sort of establish it, I should say. Get in there, bucko. All right. Lock down. Ugh. As if we were a craftmatic, we are back at it, Master William. Again, I'm at a diagonal, a pretty heavy one here. Not straight up and down. 90 degrees is no good in this situation. Perfect. So, I've got 2 of these. In the walnut. Is that enough to go around our board or our top and our bottom? Let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'll move these lights around so you can see. And of course, it's clumsy. I'm clumsy. Thanks for these 51 likes. I had no idea that was happening. Awesome. Thank you. Costel, what's going on? Hi. Sorry I missed you. I gave away all my furniture when I moved out of state. Wanted a fresh start. That's why I don't have much now. Jennifer, I've totally done that. I get it. BK agrees with you. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta get that fresh start, man. And sometimes you can't get a fresh start with spoiled soup. It's one of those grandpa type things you can say that nobody really challenges because it sounds like it should mean something good. You know? You're like, yeah, thanks for that. You ain't dumb, kid. What if I did this in the Hadoop? Like if I did, let's see. Let's get that out of the way first. Smack it. Stuff is falling. I was thinking Purple Heart, but I don't know. The Purple Heart might be fun too. Let's see how crazy it's gonna look though. I'm not totally against crazy, if I'm being honest. That might be dope. Little round. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try some of the, yeah. Let's pop some of this in this piece. Again, I'm making a mark down here and a mark down here. Not tracing that whole thing because those are not established straight edges. This is an established straight edge. I can count on it. So put this here, this here. You could also measure and then do the straight edge thing too. Whatever your comfort levels are, again, that's what most of this is about, what you are capable of doing with your particular skill set. Like I could make a lot of this. I could have done this. I could be done with that box had I went straight to the power tools. But what does that teach you? If you have power tools, you probably know how to do this. If you don't, you can still know how to do it by watching this. But if you did not have power tools and me showing you through power tools, you would not know how to do this. So I'm showing you. I'm going to just start right here since I got a little elevated edge. I'm start right there. Now I'm not muscling through this. And see, I've gone very far. It's because I am keeping this angle. Because I need to establish straight first. Now, remember, this is the side we want to keep. So we keep our saw off that side. If anything, it's over here so it doesn't take away the thickness that we're after. This is true with all saws and all cuts. Now, starting to get ourselves sweet little establishment. Let's go ahead and invoke our tool of the day once again, shall we? Shall we? Master William. What is when people do like servants? Somehow it's like almost a more like a higher end servant if they have like a UK accent. Why is that? Why is that? Why did Jeffrey have an accent from the UK? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that was about. Why did Uncle Phil do that? What was his motive? One schmecken, this will be my wife. All right, we're still holding our line. This is not cutting quite as softly as I thought. It's still cutting just fine, but it's a little firmer than what that walnut was doing, so I'm gonna bring out a little bit more teeth here. Now, still following the same rules, generally speaking. Keeping the teeth on the outside of our line, even if they're bigger and fatter, which is what's giving us a little bit of resistance right now. Because this is a wider tooth pattern than what we started with. So it's going to want to pinch the blade a little bit at first until it opens up some. Natural. Like this is also a pull saw. A pressure is expected when we draw back. Let you see this angle a little better. See, I'm never straight up and down. As we start to get to the end, we soften up a little bit. And by softening up, that's going to keep us from marring our cut at the end. Just falls off nice and clean. I think we need 2 of these as well. Let's see. Go around once, boom, twice, boom, 3 times. We can make it. We need one more. We need one more. We're also gonna put that together. Mark and establish. Here's that pencil. Starting point, finish point. That way we got a straight line going through. We don't hit waves along the way. Once again, we need a straight edge to run it across. Let me grab something real quick. This board we already know is a straight edge. We can use it. Put that straight edge up against that line, that edge against that line. Pinch them tight. Sometimes y'all are immature. Do you know that? Do you know that? All right. That'll be good. There we are. Another perfect line. And we're going to put it in a vise, clamp him down. Start just on the outside of that line. And I usually do that on a push stroke because it's a pull saw. So I'm just putting a tiny little groove right there. And then once it's there, I pull. Like my pull is my cut, remember? So I've started. Now that that's established, I'll open that up a little bit. And then I'll use big teeth to get through it faster. From this angle, I want you to see how that works. You can look right at that saw. And we've got a lot of that saw inside of that wood, right? So we've got a lot of surface area to help us establish and keep straight. That's what we need in order to get a straight cut. It's never about the saw. Very seldom is it about the saw itself. Look how much saw is still inside of that wood on this little tiny cut, right? So that's how we keep straight. take our time, use good technique. We're good to go. Now, got those pieces cut. Annabelle, how you doing? How you doing? Sorry, my chat went down for a second and I ignored you. I'm sorry. Yo, mister, what's going on, man? Eco, what's going on? I didn't see you slip in here either. Put paste wax on your saw. Definitely. The big old pencil, my boy, says cacked. Cracked? Hey, hey, hey. Great saying, Wes. Thanks, Jennifer. All right. I think we're back. I did not want to miss y'all's chats. I apologize for being such a delay. So, again, we got a couple things going on here. We're going to use this like we did before to give us a nice flat edge as opposed to this rough stuff we got on it on this side. Get it again. Good enough. What do they say? Good enough for government work? What do I say? Good enough from my house. Look good from my house. Those rapscallions. Hey everybody, Eco Woodcraft sent me awesome wood for my knife handle. And it has worked out wonderfully. So if you want some amazing stuff, that's a place to go look. Christmas is coming up. You got ladies in your life, that man makes incredible earrings. Incredibly. But not me. I'm only available to sell the stuff I've already made. But you can get in the chat and put a bid on it. All right, let's see. Now, what if we do that around the inside edges, right? And then we do this, the outside, down to the bottom there. And that'll give us a little lip, like so. Can you see that? That'll give us a place for our lid to rest on the outside edge and to not be able to move on that inside edge. This is what we should have done, my friend. So my first pair, I'm going to sit just like that. Just flush both of them. And that's going to be all right for me because all of this wood is solid through and through. So we don't have to worry about our edges being ugly per se. It's all the same stuff through and through. So what I'm going to do is make a little marky mark on this edge on both of them. And if I'm being truthful, I'm going to go just a little bit past the edge on both of them because I want to sand it down to perfect. I don't necessarily trust my cut in its entirety. No offense to me. Oh man, that thing is tight. It's like a doggone bear freaking held it down, son. Am I on bear strength right now? Or maybe I was on bear strength this morning and now I'm on puny weakling strength. So I'm gonna just open that up. It's got these little rubber grabbies on it, which is great. So I'm gonna keep all of this lined up as good as I can on this side here. Nice and flat. And again, I'm not dead perfect either. So, oh, doggone it. I covered up my mark. Covered up my marker. There it is. These are lined up. So you can see what I'm talking about. These. And my mark is here. So I'm going to lock that down. Where's my square? Oh. This is why I need the combination square. I can't trust this on that. It's too big and broad at edge. Combination square would have been perfect, but since I don't do what I'm supposed to, I'm gonna have to live with this setup. Set it right there. Square enough. Remember, we made this about 2 millimeters too long so that we can sand it back, because we already know and accept our inadequacies. Speaking of, we got to make this cut twice. So we might as well add pieces to the equation so we don't have to cut it twice. We'll cut all of these once, and then we'll make the other cut same way. Feel me? You feel me? We all in this together. All we need to do is make sure this edge is established as these are all lined up flush. Pinch them tight. You know this is going to be a little more than what we actually need. Open our mouth to accept our foot, apparently. And I'm going to tighten this back down. Reestablish straight over here. This grabs so good. All right. I'm not going to just cut off one at a time. I'm going to try to get this saw all the way down. We're dropping them all very near each other so that I don't have a whole bunch of breakout. Support them a little bit over here, but not enough to pinch the blade. And my pressure is getting lighter as I'm cutting through as I get near the bottom. No big deal. Kevin, I miss you. What's up, man? How are you? Annabelle, I missed you too. How you doing? Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. All right, so now we've got 4. And these are what we want right here and right here. Perfect. Right? Now, we need 4 that make it across the other way. And the two that are on the outside are going to be a little bit different than the two that are on the inside. This was able to happen because of how we're going to build this box. Put it right here. Let you see what I'm talking about. This is going to be okay with the purple inside, inside. Oh, sorry, on top here, like that. Right? And then the same thing over here. Like boom and then boom. Right? So what I want to do, get these two glued together and then fasten them to that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This is not going to be the easiest thing to do because these things are going to want to have pressure and it's going to be a little bit weird. So I'm going to do these two first together. I'm going to put the other two together, let those start to dry on their own, and then we'll adjust and shift all the other stuff to that. It'll make sense in the end. But for right now, we're going to get a little bit of glue on this, a little bit of glue on that, and start making some established circumstances. In this case, if I've got super glue gel, I'm going to use that because it's my preference. If not, I'll use wood glue. And it'll take a little longer to dry, but we'll be doing other stuff while that part's drying. See what we got. Don't see it. Don't see it. So I think we are just going to go ahead and go with the regular glue. So we're just going to put some right there. We're going to leave some open. Same for the top because we still have to deal with that. First thing we'll do is get the boogers out of this. You know how this goes. Don't treat me like I'm the only one either. Don't treat me like you don't have this glue issue from time to time. You gotta pop your top. Now, gotta get this stuff out of here. Sometimes I'll just push all that glue right out the tip. I know. It's the wrong way to do it. I know. It's just the wrong way to do it. Plain and simple. I know. All right. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So I think we're gonna go like this because we want the purple heart on the inside because that's gonna be fresh. him down. And I want him down with him. And this one needs to go down low and on the front so it can attach to that other one. So now establish these two partners. Same thing over here. And that this one is going to need to adhere to the bottom as well. It's going to hit just outside, like so. This one's going to need some on the bottom to fasten to the same material, but on the inside to form that corner. What's cool is this glue will give us enough time of drying in between to be just fine. I'm going to use this, push these to that edge, same here. Now, that's not perfect, but that's okay right now. This is also where I really, really would love that combination square to be able to get this middle so I don't have to rely on the wood itself, but I may need to. Okay. So I'm going to put this inside here. Inside to inside. Establish that. Again, pieces we're not going to keep. Make a 90-degree mark on that. Now this we can also do twice. Let's do that. One cut and get them both, because they are going to be identical pieces. Never seen that happen before. Did a whole somersault. All right. pieces we want to keep are still safe and sound inside of the saw. So let's open that up. Vices, I should say. I'm gonna go back down here. I'm gonna fasten this in unless it's too big. Might be a little big. So do have answers for that. Nope. We're gonna have to take this over here to the big tool so we can do that fast. Let's try it out. It works, but it burns the edge real fast. Let's see what we got. Only using that power tool to save you a little bit of time of watching me hand sand that. That's all. But didn't mean to break our vow of not a lot of power tools. All right. Let's go ahead and establish this one. Go along the bottom and the sides. Now, a little room. This is a lightweight circumstance, so I don't want to put a whole lot of excess pressure. So, just gonna scooch that up. Put a little pressure on it to pinch this box. Sort of hold it together. Again, we're not putting a ton of pressure on this, just enough to hold it where it's at. And yes, the irony of me not having a micro mallet to use while wearing one on my neck as jewelry is not lost on me. I realize it. I'm a fool. All right, now gotta establish these outside edges. Do that this way. Remember, we don't even know how big this box is because we have not measured anything yet. Got this, not conventionally anyway. Again, we make our mark on where's the bad piece. It's that. We don't care about glue being there. It's easy enough to get off at this stage. Let me get these edges over here together real quick. That's it. That's all I was doing. I'm gonna lock this in. That go off there. That down. Edges are good. These little bitty saws are so handy. These little small cuts. Now, see that we got our pieces, we can put this together fast enough not to really concern ourselves with, oh no, this may not pop. Here's what we'll do. Coat that hole and then glue everywhere. No problem. Same for this one. Is that the right piece? Yep. Cover it, coat it. It's going to be adhered fully, top and the bottom. That's plenty to get the squeeze out. We're going to want. We're going to want. So why does it got to be shorter? Go right here. If we go over our edge, that's fine. We don't want to go inside that edge. That's not fine. We need some clamps. I don't know if this alligator clamp is going to be too much for this situation. It might try to collapse our box. Can't even reach it. So we're not going to use that. That's for shizzle. Guess we're going to have to use more F clamps. So there's that one. I need another small one. Okay. Let me get him out of our way. Let me pause up. Look at that, the bottom, right? We want this whole thing flat, good, clean, etc. Move junk out of our way so we've got some room. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Tim said Gadzuka. Gadzuka. Isn't that the sound those old horns used to make? Gadzuka. So this is good. You gotta tighten it without it wanting to like twist. If it's twisting, we've gotten too tight. It's a fine line between pressure and a problem. Let's see, we'll use this block and then we'll use another block inside of there to put that pressure so we don't have to let the clamp and that little piece do it all. Is that enough? Will that? Nope. It's too much block. Let's see if I can find another little piece I can use. Scraps everywhere. Will that work? Yeah, that'll work. A round piece. Oh, this is round. I should have saw that coming. Eventually, it's going to be too late. My glue's going to be set up, and it shall all be for naught. I think we're good. Now, we'll let that sit for a second. We'll clean all of that junk out of it while it does. Just drag that glue out of the corners. All right. Drag this glue from these outside edges as well, because that looks equally done. And get it while it's wet. It doesn't get all shiny and ruin the finish later. Because you cannot stain glue. Not in a way that looks good. Saturate it. Get it out of there. It's water soluble at this point, so make use of that chemistry. Just using my fingernail to kind of get in them corners. So then, once we do that, all we have to do is put a top here, right? And then build edges of the box for that. Question is, do we have it? I got this. Do we have any of that in our vise? What the frick is our vise? Oh, no, we don't. So we save these for later for something else. This, I'm gonna have to cut us some slivers that will fit around that in a good way. I think we want to make it fairly narrow. Let's see what our height got to be. It's got to be there. We'll go a little bit further. Let's go maybe there. This we're going to have to reestablish if it's straight later. I just won't know. But I'm going to have to cut 2 of them, maybe 4 of them. That and that will give me 1. Then I'll need the same thing to get the other 2. No point in doing that. Let's just get our cut and then we'll put it over there and we'll cut it again. I don't think we can double this one. Yeah. Okay. We'll move this off of our piece, our rig. Hopefully this will all move as one thing. Maybe. Hopefully. Sort of kind of. Go around that 4 times. First thing, we're just going to cut that out. Get our stock cut and ready. It's what we call stock. Did I check my square for square? I check my square for square every time I ever squared. Did a dance. Jeez. I ain't even going to bother telling you what kind of dance, because if you know your squares, you're going to know. Smallwood lot in the building. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. All right. See if the old HF does what we want. Back in the game. Now, what we were doing before is just pinching this in tight and then cutting that line off. I don't think we're going to be able to do that here because it's going to be too tight to it. So we're just going to have to put the bulk of the material in the vise and cut that line off that way, which shouldn't be too much different considering. Yes, that was amazing how that vise worked that way. I agree. I too was blown away. Oh, I took the vise off the vise. Let me put this F clamp back on so I don't wiggle. Oh, I'm using it. Crap. Okay, let's grab another one. You think I don't got more F clamps? Forget about it. I got F clamps up the wazoo. Nice little strip of walnut. Get this edge off of it where we hooked. We can get them nice and flat again. Same thing, same piece, whatnot. Now, this piece is not straight. I can see that right now. I'm gonna start with the small end, and I'm gonna make that mark twice. It's a little bit bigger than that small end. And then I'm gonna send a straight edge down, connect these two. Establish a new line. Dang it. I don't have a good place to hold this. That's enough. Just gonna work my way through that line. I'm telling you, this angle might be maybe 30, 35 degrees or something like that, maybe. Oh, I broke it. Felt it. It's coming off my line. And I'm attempting to get back to it, and it's not a lot. But you gotta consider the nature of the wood you're working with. That sucks. That makes me have to go more narrow. I think we're gonna have to see. Maybe not. Maybe not. We might. It might be scrap. It might be something we can call scrap. Let's get this open. So easy to just move that thing out of the way. Those two. So we got a raggedy end we already know about. Got this one that we already cleaned up somewhat. We could set that there, and we could start establishing this as butt joints or uh, 45 butt joints. Let's see what we want to do. Where's our piece? I don't know. I may do 45 all the way around. We're going to eyeball those two then, if we're going to do it, right? Might as well eyeball the 45s. We'll go here, and this is fairly easy to do. Take that to the edge right there. Take this to the edge right here, right? And flush it with that outside edge. Both are tight. Move this out the way entirely. Mark from this corner to this corner. That's the 45 you're going to need. Now, we may be able to do this with the saw. We may not. We may have to go to the chisels, but we're going to try this. Let you see what I'm doing. I'm using my thumbnail to just sit right next to that so I can put my saw on it. This is not much different than I would do with any saw, but smaller scale, etc., etc. Looks good enough. What we're going to do with that is establish with that 45. It's going to be clean and flush. So we want it to be square on this back end, square on this inside. And right here, we want that a straight point, not that oblong thing we got. So we know we got this edge to sort of file down this way. Now this is where we're sort of getting to the finishes. So we are going to get a little bit more particular, right? So if that's our established 45 there, where's our piece that joins it? Right here. So we want that piece to be there. Scooch it out. Flip that over so it's carrying the same width. Right? When I mean width, I mean this width. There to there, there to there, there to there. So now we start right there. We're stuck. We're going to hit right here on this corner, and we're going to hit right on this corner. So all of them are landing in the right place because we're setting them up one at a time. So it's possible to just sand that out all the way down, but I'm going to try to cut it again. Do what we can do. Good practice. I'm set on my 45, but I'm still trying to ride this front edge straight down. Again, somewhat of an imperfect cut. We're good here. We're not good here. We are good at the back. So a little bit of sanding. Hold our angle. Let's see what we got. Decent. Not perfect yet. We're going to take a little bit more off the inside here. See, we don't have a sharp edge right there yet. Knock a little more off that inside edge. We do not establish length until we've established a corner first. Right? So here we are. Boom, boom. We got one decent corner. Ain't great. It's decent. A little touching up. Because what we don't want is to get rounded corners. We want them to be nice and flat across the face of these so that they can come together well. See, I got a lift in the middle. I can feel it. This may be a good tool for that. There we are. All right, now don't get me wrong, we're going to have some work to do after this, right? But we have to care about it the whole way if we want to pretend like we're doing fine work, right? So I got that line there. Go back out here again, establish thickness again. Go see where that edge is. It's right there. Got that dot, we got that dot, we connect the lines. That's it. Stay to the outside of that edge. This edge and this edge are together. This edge are together. Now because we're the same on the front and the back, we can flip this and make that a corner too. But that just tells us that first one short, like it's too long, it's way long. Reestablish that corner. Take it off. Now this is fine carpentry, but keep in mind, we haven't measured a single thing with a tape measure yet. We're using as little tooling as we can this morning. Because if you know it this way, it'll just get easier. You know what I mean? Go here, pop these joints in, get there, boom to boom. Still not there. This one still also is not ready. Look how crooked that is. Let's straighten that out first. We also could build us a little rig to keep our squares and shit like that together, but don't so much have to. And this is not set yet. That's still a bad angle. Use whatever you got at your disposal to get yourself what you need. Sometimes that's sanding. Sometimes that's cutting. Sometimes that's sawing. If you're woodworking, you probably got all three. So we're established on two sides. Cut that now. Just because it's rough, I am going to stay a little bit outside that line. I'm kind of doing that so that I can creep down to that line. There's some benefit to that. Jeez, hope I didn't knock off too much. But if I didn't, it's because we went long on purpose. Let's see. All these ends came together. I'm going to borrow this 45 to see how that one worked. When I look at it, sort of looks like it did not work. Let's put this 45 here. There. Get out of the way. Take it to the edge. Pull it tight. Vertical mark up. See, this is that bad piece. Dang it. We're going to put that over here. We don't want that piece there. This piece is here. This will go there. It's already established. That's fine. Then we'll go into Now, if we were building this in a big box, every time I cut one of these corners, I would fasten them together. I put some glue in between, and just fasten them together. And that would hold enough to get us what we need while the glue sets. That's not what we have here. So I'm gonna have to treat this a little bit like I got a little micro shooting board. Let's see if we can establish sliver off of that thing. Still not. Man, that's weird. There we are. So we're just going to hit the front of these. And the corners. And this should work no matter which piece is. So hopefully. Stop it. Oh, Barfoot Nukin. Oh, that sucks so much. I do not have any more of this to reestablish. So what if I finish my cut? Now what that mean? It'll be weird. Let's get rid of this fucking asshole. Nothing like knocking some stuff over while you're ruining other stuff. All right. Find your grain. Find your texture. Find your place. Reestablish where you were. Now, if you push that wood back into its grain, it will do that. I'm not just talking. Now, still have the matter of flattening that edge. establishing that 45. So crap, that's too much. Yeah, still not enough. Still gotta cut some more off. I'm gonna cut it off the undamaged side. And I am gonna do it with this tool. Shave off much less. Ugh, that's all right. Establish that first. Then establish this second. Glue, glue. I'll wipe it all out. Scratch it off the edges first. Whatever you got to do it with. This is fine. Golly. What a goofball. All right. Keep hitting this thing. Ugh. Stay put. Stay putties. easier if I left it alone. So I'm gonna give that a little bit of a second to dry, because otherwise, like, we're gonna go crazy. I am gonna release the other piece from the clamps over here. You can sort of see how that played out. Give those a little bit of time to dry. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of time to grab myself something to eat. But I will be back in just a little bit. I'm going to go grab some lunch. But I appreciate everybody who did pop through. Pop through again. I'll be back in just a little bit. Either way, in the meantime, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the clickety clicks, all the stuff. You know what to do. Wes does it. I'll see you soon. Peace.